All right. I don't. I don't really know if this video would be better at the beginning or at the end. I recorded it after I did the little walk through my property or whatever. But we started up here by the road at the kind of the northern end of the property, and then we worked our way this way to the privacy fence that runs our way down, and then the apartment complex is over here. Um, And then on this side, this is the wooded area over here with the creek that runs through it all the way down to the southern end of the property here. This is that circle driveway, gravel that goes this way and then comes down to a carport here. And then there's a carport here. This is our house. This is the roughly chain link fenced in yard here. And then the 3 beds, house, chicken coop, that shed. This map is not really drawn to scale, but roughly if you divide the property into thirds, the house is at the back side of the first third, and then a third of it is about cleared yard, and then a third of it is about this wooded area. So this front part over here is the part where I have a lot of questions about how to utilize. It's the one that had the tall oaks and then one tall pine about here. One thing that I didn't mention before, and we didn't really talk about on the walkthrough, was how to utilize not only the creek but water in general. Whenever we have a real bad rain, there's a ditch on this side of the road that isn't dug out very well, and so when there's a big rain, it actually floods across the property, across the driveway here, and then it drains into the creek. It's quite a bit of water that could be utilized somehow, but what I'm kind of afraid to do is mess with its trajectory here and then have it come back up into the house here. Kind of want to avoid that. But this is definitely, because anytime it rains remotely hard, it's basically like a river across here. I'm also definitely not opposed to putting in some hand dug ponds. I noticed that in a lot of your videos you've definitely utilized those. I do have a 16-month-old son and then 2 daughters. And so the young baby, the toddler, that's kind of a safety concern. So I don't know if I want to necessarily get into that right now or what, but definitely in the future, do want to utilize some hand dug ponds for different things. So, on this video, I just want to quickly, I think I brushed on it, but it wasn't in a very organized way. I guess this more specific advice I'm looking for. One is how to utilize this creek. I think I've said that about 5 times. Sorry about that. But how best to utilize this back third wooded area. I guess what kind of productivity I can get from this. And then for sure a big priority is how to establish a living wall across the front of the property, and then a taller wall across this privacy fence over here. To kind of, the apartment complex over here is multiple stories. I think it's 2 or 3. So a way to kind of hide that would be pretty cool. And then so right over here is that wood chip bed. And then the specific plants that I have coming are the 4 pawpaws, 2 chinkapins, 2 American persimmon, 2 pecan trees that are native to this area, 2 mayhaws, and then 3 blackberries. So the American persimmon gets tall, so possibly a placement in the northern part of the property might be more ideal, or possibly along this northern part of the bed. I don't know. And then just some overall general thoughts on how I could utilize this in a general sense to increase food security as applies. And then I don't know if this is an important consideration or not, but the wildlife in this area is predominantly rabbit and squirrel. I don't have much at all deer browse pressure because I am located actually in town, despite there being woods on 3 sides of the property. So that's kind of cool. But I do have a lot of rabbits, a lot of squirrels. Which I don't really. I think it's great. It's kind of cool, but that is a consideration as far as how to maybe minimize loss or establish a balance between crop yield and some that goes to those two sources. But anyway, this is just a rough sketch. I guess it would be better to watch this after the walkthrough. Anyways, thanks, Sean. I appreciate everything.